Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone to coming and being here today. It's great to see everyone. And every year we seem to get more and more support, and we truly appreciate it. It makes a huge difference. Our athletes thrive on it, and it really helps make us tick. So thank you to everyone for being here. For our team, it's a very exciting time. We're into year 3, so we're not quite as new maybe as we have been the last few years, and so we're a little more settled into our routine, settled into our expectations, and that presents a different dynamic for our group. And I see this year as a year of sort of solidifying the early success that we've been able to have. And we're in a transition where we graduated some leadership last year, and our team has been learning about the things we have to do to step into that void and fill that hole. We return a number of All-Americans from last year, and we're very excited to have them back with us, including Josie here to my left. And we think that we have a talented roster, a deep roster that should again contend for the conference championship. And we feel that we have the athletes who can continue to develop and hopefully make an impact at the national level again as well. Our conference is one of the best in Division II. We had 4 teams in the top 25, I think, in the NCAA tournament last year. So, for us to be at the top of that heap, it's big business. It's serious stuff. And our girls, I think they're ready to build upon that and take that next step at the conference level. So, we're very excited. We're very interested to see how this journey goes. Every year is different. Every team is different. We've had a couple of early meets already, and the results have been very, very pleasing and give us a lot of excitement. We head to Florida State University this weekend. We have a meet with Florida State, Florida Gulf Coast, and who actually beat Florida State last year. And we also have Florida Southern, who's one of the best Division II schools in the country in the meet. So, we're right in the thick of things. I know the basketball programs are just sort of getting started, and we've been going for a couple of weeks now. And we're really excited for this weekend just to see what we can do against the best.
Andrew, can you just talk about how it came about that, you were going to swim against Florida State and Florida Gulf Coast, and how this sort of set up for you?
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We've had a great relationship with Florida State since the inception of our program. They participated, if you recall, in the first meet we ever had here at UWF, and ever since then we've myself and the head coach have had a really good relationship. So we knew we wanted to be on each other's schedule. It was a matter of making the logistics work for us and for them. And when he started piecing this thing together, it worked really well for us because it gave us a chance not only to race some of the best swimmers in the country, period, Division I or Division II, but we also get a really meaningful meet against one of our primary opponents at the Division II national level. So it all just seemed to make sense. And these meets are always interesting. They're always a lot of fun. I think we're going to see some people really step up. I think we're going to see some people learn to maybe cope with pressure that they're not so used to, and you learn a lot about who you have on your team at weekends like this. So it all just sort of came together really well, and I would hope that we have Florida State on our schedule more often than not, for sure.
How has the program gained momentum over the success you've had? You go from really not knowing where you are or whatever to success incrementally each year, and whether it's in recruiting, whether it's just in what the program feels about it, what the swimmers feel about themselves.
Yeah, I think you touched on a couple of those, Dan. The first thing we knew we wanted to do was create a culture that people wanted to be a part of, and create a successful culture. And in doing that, and I've said it many times, that fits us in with every other program here on campus. How could you not have a successful culture with the support that you have, the resources that you have here to work with? So, from that perspective, we knew if we could get that right, then we may be able to have some success pretty quickly. And, so we brought people such as Josie and Karisa, who were part of our first team, and they helped us to really mold that. And from then, it was just a matter of just finding the right people to help fit with that vision. And so when you bring the right people in to the right culture, usually they're going to just take steps. And we had a lot of contribution last year from people who improved tremendously just from getting into this environment and being excited about what we were able to do. So, it's no longer about necessarily getting the message out, which it was those first couple of years. Now it's about changing the message to one of, hey, here we are, to, hey, by the way, we're pretty good, and here's what we need to do to get better.
For both of you, how's it changed? How's your perception changed, or how has it matched or exceeded, or whatever your expectations when you first came into a new program?
Coming in as a new program, we knew that we had to be the best that we could be so that the swim team could get even better and we could start off as a great team. So with all the new swimmers that came in, we all came in with the same game plan. Hey, we want to come, we want to make an impact and, compete well and start off the university with a great foot. And I think we've really been able to do that. We won conference last year as our second year as a program, and hopefully this year we can do just that again.
And for me, my situation was a little different. I was a transfer here from a college in Ohio, and right away when I came onto this team, we had never competed before, but the team was automatically, we just were a family right away. And since then, it's just gotten even better, and I think that we owe a lot of our success to that, to how well our team works together and how the coaches, put us all together and how we interact with each other.
Josie, you were an All-American last year, and then obviously Monica coming in with being an All-American. You two have been doing awesome so far this year and really bringing a lot of points and so forth. Can you talk about just what it is, having that competition with Monica and you, and then you guys doing so much for the team last year to make where you finished NCAAs and also this year so far?
Sure. Monica coming into our program here, I think, really boosted the competition. I've never been able to dive against someone of her capacity on a regular basis. Like our first year diving against FSU was the best competition I'd ever seen, and now I see that kind of stuff every day. And I think that pushes me, and that makes me want to be a better competitor. And I definitely think that it pushed me to perform better at NCAAs last year, and I think it will do the same this year in my final year.
And for those who maybe need to catch up, what Sean's referring to, Monica and Josie, they 1-2'd some of the diving events when we hosted Air Force in Tulane over here just a couple of weeks ago. So, we're very lucky to have both of them as a part of our team. And I joked that, perhaps we should change it to the diving and swimming team after that meet. But, diving is a big feature of what we want to do, and we're just very appreciative that we have, good athletes helping us in that respect.
For Karisa and Josie, what is it like competing? You all have competed against Division I programs since you got here. Swimming and diving allow this to happen, and you can go against this caliber of athlete. What is it like for you to go into these meets and compete against these teams?
The first time I ever did it, it was pretty intimidating for me. Just as a Division II diver, seeing what they can do. But I've kind of taken it as something that I can learn from, and I'll talk to these Division I competitors and get advice and use that advice for my next meet against. So like last week we had a competition against Sewanee, which we also went 1-2. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But a lot of that, that's not going to be the case when we go against FSU, but I'll be able to, take what I've learned in both situations and be able to put those together to perform better at the end of the season.
Yeah, by racing these top-tier schools, they raise our expectations for ourselves extremely high, and that's what we need going into the end of the season. If we race smaller schools all the time, we get used to winning a lot, but by racing these big schools, we have extreme competition the entire time, and it pushes ourselves way farther than we thought that we could go.